Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm Christina. I'm glad you're here. Today I'm going to talk about Savvi, and there is going to be a team call from a Savvi team with top enrollers that are going to teach us how to build our business in Savvi. This is going to be a very long call, and I don't like to speed stuff up too much because I find it hard to follow. At least it's annoying to me. It makes me anxious. So I will keep it at normal speed, but it's about an hour call, and I've asked for feedback in the past, and a lot of people said, no, I'd rather watch a longer video than me splitting this up into two parts. Savvi is an activewear MLM that was founded in 2016, and this is a team call, What's Working to Build a Savvi Business with Top Earners. So let's not waste any time. It's gonna be a long one. Let's get right into the Savvi business.
Jackie Bailey!
Hi.
Hey, beautiful.
Hey, look at you. You're so gorgeous. Your video this morning was awesome. Totally inspired me.
Thank you so much. I'm so blessed to see you on this call right now.
Yay. And John is going to get on it too.
Awesome.
Are you in the Savvipreneur group?
I haven't started yet.
She hasn't started yet. Actually, you have started already. So this is what the top earners in Savvi are teaching us. Set up everything while you're live already. Don't take care of that before you go live or before you go on a team call, rather. And also, it's okay to be in your car and to drive. Yeah, that makes total sense. Why do MLM reps think it is necessary to be in their cars while driving and also having to be on a call? Just do that afterwards. Park your car. It's not that important, okay? That is rather dangerous for yourself and for others.
You gotta get going. You gotta get going, beautiful.
Hi, Lisa. Hi, Holly.
Tell everybody to say hi real quick.
Yes, go ahead and say hi real quick while we go live on Facebook. We're actually still a couple minutes early, unless my phone's wrong.
Hi, Jackie Bailey from Northern California.
Yay. Hey, Jackie.
This one right here, Savvi.
Yeah.
Hey, Kim and Tom, Lisa from just around the corner from you guys.
Good morning.
Lisa crushed out a killer Operation Bubble Butt workout today.
Yes, Kim, literally, you kicked my butt. I'm struggling walking up and down my stairs.
Messy action.
Live team call.
Got it.
Weekly team call. What's that? Are your legs wobbly?
Yes, I'm struggling going up and down my stairs today.
I love it. I love it. Okay, who else is joining us? Go ahead and say hi and where in the world in the U.S. you live.
Hi, Courtney from Savannah, Georgia.
Hi, Courtney. Savannah.
We've never been there, but I heard it's like really beautiful there.
It's great.
Like those big old trees and the old Victorian homes, right?
Yep. We're building a team, so we'll get y'all down here.
Come on.
Come on.
Hey,
I want to come.
In April, we're looking for the best places to visit in
That awkward
the East
small
Coast,
talk before the
Southeast,
actual
going to
call
Florida.
begins.
We can definitely get over to Atlanta too.
We're actually closer to Florida. We're on the coast, so we're 2 hours north of Jacksonville.
Oh, right on.
4 hours from Atlanta. Yeah.
Right on. Kim's got the heat.
Hi, it's good to see your face. I do. I just heated. I'm freezing.
She's cooking me. She's cooking me. Okay.
Bye.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're live, actually. Thank you, Facebook, for working. Perfect. Okay. Well, welcome. Here, let me shut this door real quick. All right. It's Monday. Who's off to the races?
Why is it that couples who are apparently doing their MLM business together, why did I say it like this? That couples who do their MLM business together, they always have a very classical way to work their business. I do not know if Savvi reps are allowed to run their business just together as one unit, so only one person per household is allowed to be an MLM rep in the company. It is that way in Monate, for example. It is different in other MLMs like Plexus. There are various people, can have various accounts and can be distributors for MLMs. But from what I have seen, it is always the same setup. The woman is the smiley face on camera, and the man is the one who's doing the technical stuff, setting up the camera while we're already on a team call. But, it's a top earner, so I'm sure they are fully aware what they're doing there. And they're also working a lot in the back end on the technical stuff. I find that strange. If it is such an easy business, and if it is such a wonderful and beautiful business that is able to empower everybody, why are you not running that on your own? I'm not in a relationship, and I'm very self-sufficient, and I like to do stuff on my own, but I find that strange. I think it is awesome if couples support each other, of course. It is weird, and I've seen this so many times in Monate, that the women also openly admit, I'm just the smiley face on camera, and my hubby does the work in the back. It's like, awkward. I find it weird, but maybe I shouldn't talk about this side stuff too much because it's a long call. Let's continue.
With an amazing start of your week. I love Mondays. Okay, I see Joy. I see John. Welcome, John. The men are representing. Hi, Amy. Hi, beautiful. I love your smile. I see Tony. Hi, Tony. Tracy. Patty.
Everything for Bloody Marys?
Oh, boy. Is it Corteza? Carter? Oh, my goodness. That's a beautiful name. Betty is in the house. And, I just saw Danielle. Hi, beautiful. Okay, what a great call. I'm going to go ahead and get started here. I love seeing your guys' faces.
Yes.
Perfect. I'm so excited about this call. I'm always excited about our Monday night calls. I'm telling you, there's always gold and things that we learn from these calls, because we love to share people who are building the business, that are getting results, sharing exactly what's working.
Before they actually share what's working, this seems to be a regular call because she loves these Monday calls, yet there is no system in this. Mute everybody before they enter the chat, before they enter the team call. Have everything set up before you start. You should probably have some sort of timing, set everything in place. This is a savvy call. What's working to build a savvy business with top enrollers? This is just a messy pile of savvy MLM poo. I can already tell this is going to be glorious, and the information that is going to be spread is probably very generic, but I'm all here just for this entry. We are now 4 minutes into this call, and nothing has been said so far, except for wibbly wobbly internet connections, setting up the camera, people making weird noises off camera. One of those sounded like farty noises.
And, I just saw Danielle.
Maybe that's just me, but it's weird, and people popping in not being muted. Take care of that before the call, whether you're a top enroller or not. I will stop clapping, and we will continue with this freakishly messy savvy team call. I'm here for it. I'm not going to pretend that I don't love this. I do.
Exactly what's not working, and really just, talking about what they're doing. And it's so helpful to get different perspectives, and that's why I love these calls, because it's what we need to really build our business, overcome our fears, overcome things that are holding us back, and really, if there's something we're doing that's not working, kind of troubleshoot that. Let me go ahead and mute. Sorry about this, guys. There we go. Continue. Okay. All right. And it turns silent. So happy Monday. We are a third of the way through February. Can you believe it? And if you aren't on pace right now to hitting your goal, hopefully you have a goal in February that you want to accomplish. And if you're not on track, I love Mondays because for me, it's kind of my reset day. It's where I'm like, okay, I reset what I know I can, my goals for what I want to accomplish. And I kind of just get things dialed in. And so I want to encourage you, if your goal is to hit a certain rank, a certain income, a certain number of people you're talking to per day, really make that an intention to, write that down and then block off the time that you're working your business so you can hit your goals. And this business isn't that hard when you dial in. It's all numbers. and you put the work behind it. You might need to work on some skill sets, but once you work on your skill sets, you are super intentional with your time. The rest of it is just here. The rest of it is mindset. I did a call in Savvypreneurs and Savvy Rising today all about belief systems. If you didn't watch it, please go back and watch that. I want to touch on belief systems a little bit because I really feel it's probably our number one culprit to really being successful in this industry, and not just this industry, but in life in general. We can so easily self-sabotage our relationships, our success, and it's all up here. It's all what we're believing about ourselves. And too many times we let things that either happened to us when we were little or a child or our teen years, and we carry it into adulthood, and we carry these broken beliefs into a relationship, and we carry them into a business like this, and it can literally detour us from having success, detour us from blessing other people's lives, deter us from our destiny and our future of what God really created us to be and to do. We can completely get sidetracked and listen to lies and allow fears to stop us. And so I want to encourage you, if you're facing fears or you're facing a belief system that is created more from just kind of lies and negative thoughts in your mind, and it's not really who you're created to be, to just stop it. Just stop and realize you are created to be powerful and bold. And if you're here at Savvy, I truly believe you're here for a reason. I heard today, and this is probably nothing new, but the most wealth is created when you're in front of a trend. And I believe each one of us, if we're here, we're so blessed because we're not only ahead of a trend. Activewear and fashion has never been done before in our industry. And you are here in front of a trend that you can ride this out. Now, it's not easy because there are bumps in the way. Not only are there bumps in the way, but then we have our own limiting beliefs. And so recognizing that and saying, okay, I need to face some fears. I need to face some things that I'm bringing from maybe a year or 2 years back, or even my childhood, into this business, and I need to stop it. Because if you carry this into your business, there's so many people that you won't reach and you won't touch, and it will stop you dead in your tracks. And you're created for more. You're created for more. So I don't want to go through everything I shared earlier. Please go back and watch the training, the Monday mindset message that I did this morning. And a couple of things that happened to me right out the gate when I started Savvy was, number one, my biggest supporter, my husband, was not on board and tried to talk me out of it. And it was not a pretty situation because, we have multiple businesses, and he didn't want me to take my eye off of our businesses. And it was impacting him and us and our business and the peace in our home. But I knew I was supposed to do it. So I had to overcome that emotionally. And then I had to overcome my best friend telling me no. And those two things right out the gate, I'm like, and I had overcome a lot of stuff just to get to the point where I pulled the trigger on this. So all that to say, you're going to hit road bumps. Your best friend might tell you no. Your spouse might not be on board. And I'm not saying to disobey your spouse, but I just knew. I knew that I was supposed to do this. And now he's so on board. If you've watched my husband speak, he's so on board. But there were some beliefs and things that he had to deal with, just like there were some beliefs Lisa had to deal with. And so this business is 99% mindset. The rest is skill set.
Yeah, going to pause there. This business is 99% mindset and 1% skill set. I didn't disagree with the comment she made when she started out. Plan, schedule your time, and know what you're doing and be intentional while you're doing that. I think that is a great tip, no matter what, in what business you are, no matter what you're doing, whether you're pursuing a hobby, whatever it is. Be intentional with your time, absolutely. But then the crappy part started. The rest is mindset. And I wrote down culty bullcrap. The rest is mindset. In an MLM means you need to be able to brainwash yourself to believe that what you're doing there is great. She gave the example of her husband not wanting to do this with her and her friend not wanting to do this with her. If people in your life have reservations towards you doing a multi-level marketing business, maybe you should listen to them. Maybe you should listen to the people who know you and who maybe understand this culty environment a lot better than you do. I find it very, very sad when people either break up friendships or relationships because they're not able to see what is actually going on. In this case, it seems like she was able to brainwash her husband, who is now all in and helping as well, or he was able to brainwash himself. But in the end, MLMs are an important part in breaking up relationships and friendships. And I would argue if a friend or a spouse of yours has information that is critical of the business you're trying to pursue, maybe listen to them. In addition to that, she also says that Savvi is the only MLM of its kind, but that is not necessarily true. They might have been the first to start out with workout gear and with workout clothing, but we also have Zaya now. And before that, we also had companies like LuLaRoe who were selling leggings, who were selling clothing. So selling fashion items and selling workout gear is not that inspirational. They just have regular stuff, regular clothing. I took a look on their website. It is not that inspirational and it is not that outstanding. Just saying.
So if you do anything, work on yourself, work on getting better every day. Listen to a podcast, listen to something that's going to boost your belief system. And I just want you to know, if you're here, you're supposed to be here. If you're here, you're so blessed. You're amongst the millions of people. You're here. There's millions of people, but you're here. And you're blessed to be here in front of a trend where you can really take this business, take it and grow it and create something big, create a legacy company, take this company global when we go global and create massive, massive wealth. So that's my prayer for you, is that you're here because I know you're supposed to be here, and that you overcome the lies or the fears or the broken beliefs that are holding you back, so that you can bless people, so that it doesn't stop you from going and talking to the next person, so that it doesn't prevent you from your destiny of why you're really here. So my passion is really helping people rise up and step into their true destiny.
Beautifully said. Brainwash yourself into believing that what you do is a great opportunity, because across all MLMs, it is not. The income disclosure statements show that. I will link Savvi's down below as well. I found it a bit confusing because I found two. I don't know which one is the actual one, but they're both abysmal. MLMs are not great business opportunities, and that is why you need to brainwash yourself in this culty environment that what you do is great, that it's a blessing. So hello, faith manipulation has entered the chat, and that you're going to bless others, when in reality, you're pursuing a scammy business where the majority of people that you will recruit will inevitably lose money if you are able to recruit a person whatsoever. Just saying. This is a culty team.
So with that being said, I want to go through a couple of really quick announcements and bring up our speakers. We have 3 amazing women who are sharing tonight. I'm so excited to hear from, who are getting incredible results, and they're going to come up in just a minute. But first, I wanted to share, you may have noticed if you log into my team that there was a compensation enhancement towards the end of January. I'm not going to open that can of worms right now. It was a very positive change in the comp plan, and it had to do with qualifying for our rank advancements. We started this with having to hit certain ranks, and other people that in our team had to hit certain ranks before we hit our rank, and kind of this structured rank advancement thing. And that actually went away, and it's so simple. It's still, you have to, have some structure in your business, but it's a lot better now. And I'm so blessed that we have an owner that listens and wants to make improvements. And there's a lot more improvements in the works right now. But that was one big one. Tom, my husband Tom, did a video on the comp plan last week, and it is in the units section. If you didn't see it, he walks you through it. So I wanted to remind you, if you haven't seen that, to go watch the compensation video he did. I think it's there's a section in the units in Savvypreneur Rising on comp plan, and you'll find his video there. And if you don't see it for whatever reason, the best way to find things in either group, either Savvy Life or Savvypreneurs, is in the little search box. You can search for any topic. You can put comp, and the comp plan videos pull up. You can put packs, and everything up on packs comes up. You can search a person, and everything that they've posted comes up. And so if you didn't know that, that's a little tip. And then number 2, I posted today a getting started checklist for you or for your brand new people to kind of check everything you need to know when you're first getting started. I kind of didn't want to do this because really the bottom line and the only thing that matters is the 3 simple steps of connecting with people, sharing Savvy, and then following up and enrolling them. There's 3 things. And if you do that, 90% of your time, you're going to get results. But there's a lot of people that are asking, what's this website and what's that and how do I get my app and all that kind of stuff. So it's simple little check marks. You can go to Unit 2 in Savvypreneur Rising, and it's there. It's a PDF you can print off or just tag your team to, and it will walk someone through brand new getting started from their welcome email all the way to enrolling someone.
Savvypreneur Rising. What is this? Is a part of Jupiter Rising, which was a shitty movie, and then Savvypreneur Rising is the shitty sequel to this. I can totally and fully see it. I'm losing brain cells as we go along. One comment on the compensation plan change. Isn't that vital? Isn't that really important? I would argue somebody creating a video, etc. is good so that people can look it up, but isn't that the first thing you want your team to know so that they understand how they can make money? Certain bonus payments pop up. I think that is essential and that should be communicated very prominently. Just me thinking from a professional business perspective here. And then I also loved the 3 steps to success: comment, share, follow up, enroll. Yeah, 4 steps in my book, but cool.
So that's there. And then wanted to talk about a 90-day run because I love to focus 90 days at a time in business, just like in fitness too. I love 90-day mindsets because it's long enough, it's doable, but it's not too long. And so we're in February, and if you need to hit the reset button, if you're not where you want to be in February, hit the reset button. But I want to invite you to do a 90-day run with us. And all that means is for the next 90 days, write down your goals, write down what you're going to do every day, and stay accountable. Partner up with someone on your team or an upline or someone to hold you accountable to those goals. And really push and run. We're running into when we launch, and I want so many of you to rank advance, to make money, to just be so successful at this. So if you're committed to doing a 90-day run with us, in the chat box, say me. Yes, the checklist is so helpful. Awesome, Jessica. Okay, now, if you came in at the $7.99 pack or the $9.99 pack, Tom invited you to participate in our coaching company's 90-day mentorship. And it's a $1,200 course that he's offering to you for free just because you stepped up into one of those top packs, the $7.99 or the $9.99. And if you did that and you want to participate in his mentorship, now this is our coaching company called Priority Networker. It's what we do full time. He has a 90-day mentorship program where he walks you through what he calls a priority year, getting more done in 12 weeks than you do in 12 months. He's a master at that. He's so good at teaching you the bottom line of what to focus on to get results.
Okay, so she wants you to be successful and savvy, as do all MLM leaders, just because, of course, they're such charitable and beautiful people, and not because they make money off of you. But this call seems to be a great opportunity as well for her to pitch her and her husband's coaching business. Lots of MLMers who are supposed to be top earners who are successful in an MLM will venture into doing coaching. So you're pretty much making money off your downline in 2 ways. By them joining your downline and by you selling them bull-crappy classes where you pretend that they will be able to learn so much more to run their business so much better. Yikes. Those coaching MLMers are not necessarily bound to their very own MLMs if they're able to run this business, this actual business, but they will also venture out in teaching other people, but who are the people who are going to join first, the impressionable people that are in your downline.
And it is proven, by the way, it's proven that if you do the right activities and the right focus for 90 days, you can absolutely get more done in 12 weeks than in 12 months. It's kind of a mind-blowing concept, but it's proven.
Proven by whom? Maybe Soureces would be appropriate here, whether that is connected to an MLM or an actual business.
So that mentorship program puts you into an atmosphere of results and knowing what to do and accountability. And so if you want to be a part of that and you came in at those top packs, then you want to go to PriorityNetworker.com/savvy. PriorityNetworker.com/savvy. And then in the coupon code spot, you put WC for World Changer, WC Savvy, WCSIVVI, and that will bring it down to 0. Okay. So I want to invite you to, if you haven't yet done that, to participate in that. Me. I love it. Me. Oh my gosh, so many me's. Love it. So if you have any questions or anything, you can text 209.
Continue with the team call. Why is she pitching the stupid coaching mentoring business?
245-8777. Any questions about the course, and I'll answer you there.
Is it in capital?
Large caps. You know what?
Is it?
I think you're right. On the coupon code, I think it's case sensitive and you want to do large caps. WC Savvy large caps. And if it doesn't bring it down to 0, then something's, if you have to make sure it says 0. So it's large caps, WC Savvy, to bring it down to 0. Thank you, babe. Okay, maybe someone can type that in the chat for me. Yes, thank you, Lisa. That's it. Okay, I'm trying to rush through announcements because I really am excited to bring up our guest speakers.
So this is what I have to expect when I join Savvi. This kind of working environment, it sounds super stressful. I'm sitting here on a weekend, I'm filming this, I love to do these videos, but consider this is actually a business call. I would opt out of that and say, sorry, I just got a stroke. Gotta go to the hospital, please send me the replay. This is nuts. How do people in Savvi survive this, being on this team? No, not professional at all.
And I thought no better time than to bring up my best friend who told me no, who walked around the block with me as I cried on her shoulder saying, I don't know if I can do this. I'm so scared. I don't know if anyone will join me. I don't know. I'm so scared. What if? And she said, Kim, you got this. You can do this. She encouraged me. And I pull the trigger and I call her. I'm like, Lisa, I'm doing this. And she's like, sorry, I don't think it's for me. Yeah. What? Heart to the dagger, right? And I can share this because now she is building a massive team. She's actually got the third or fourth fastest growing team inside of my organization. I'm so proud of her because she has had to overcome. She didn't say no to me. She said no because of her fears and her limiting beliefs. And, being in this industry for a while and not having success, that's hard when you're.
Ich krieg einen Phone here. I don't get over this team call. How unprofessional. Mute your cell phone. Tell people to shut up and leave the room. Allow yourself a camera setup that is already working. Before you start the freakish call, mute people before they come in. Is this savvy? Really? It's not that savvy. It's just annoying. Get over that. What is happening now? I would expect everything to happen on this call. That is the savvy magic.
Looking at another thing going, can I do this? Is it going to work? So she had to overcome a lot. And I asked her to share that tonight. And I'm so excited, Lisa, for you to share, just what shifted in your heart to say yes, what shifted in your heart to overcome what you had to overcome, and exactly what you're doing to get the amazing results you're getting right now. So Lisa, I'm so honored to have you on this call. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, oh my gosh. I'm so blessed, and I feel so bad that I said no to you, but I'm so excited that I came back and said yes.
Yes, me too.
Oh man, did I have some serious limiting beliefs upon myself, that's for sure. I've been in the industry, probably goes back to 9 years, way back. And it was actually when I started something, it was with you guys. And I just never had success. And the reason why now I can look back and realize the reason why I didn't have success was all my fears. I had all the fears. I had all the excuses. I don't know enough people. Nobody wants to spend that amount of money. Just, you name it, every single excuse I was saying. But at the same time, now that I look back, I was self-sabotaging myself. And I can see why I never had any success, because the thoughts and fears that were going on in between here was freezing my actions to actually reach out to people, because I wouldn't reach out to people, or I thought I was reaching out to people, but I really wasn't.
And those are all red flags. You have been in the MLM world for 9 years and you were not successful. The reason that she is probably glad that she said yes is because this time she was able to make it work for her. She's considered a top earner, otherwise she wouldn't be speaking on this call. So this time she was able to recruit enough people and to sell enough product. But if your gut tells you that something is wrong, I don't want to reach out to people, it makes me nervous. But if it makes you nervous to reach out to people regularly, there's a reason why that is the case, because it's embarrassing. You're selling shitty products for a multi-level marketing company and you're trying to recruit people. That is not for everybody, and that is not a great business opportunity. Although she was able to make this work for her in this case, she's still not involved in a great business. But she was apparently able to brainwash herself to believe that, and also to make others believe that. Great. That is the reason why she's probably happy that she did it this time, that she said yes, because she was successful this time, although she has failed years and years before, and also with no fault of her own. It's a really, really thin line between being successful financially in a company, in an MLM, and not. And the recipe is very easy. Recruit as many people as possible, but the execution is hard. And timing and starting with a multi-level marketing company that is not yet saturated is very important. And the apartment below is very saturated. Apologies if you hear it. So let's get back into the call.
Once I decided, when Kim asked me and I said no, I felt bad. I'm a busy homeschool mom of 4 kids. I'm like, I'm sorry, Kim, I love you. I want to do this, but I just can't. I can't add any more on my plate right now. And I mean, I felt horrible, but at that time, I felt like I was doing what God wanted me to do, but I was doing what I thought I wanted to do, not what God wanted me to do. So I prayed about it and I called Kim back, and like, I really feel just this tug on my heart. Like God is really telling me I need to do this, not just for myself, but for my kids, for my family, for my husband, for my best friend. So I went in and probably the year prior, I went back to school to become a nutritionist, and I learned a lot about myself. I learned about all these limiting beliefs. I learned about all the negative thoughts I was saying to myself and how my brain was wanting to make those negative thoughts a reality. And so I was frozen. I was stuck. I wasn't moving forward. And so once I came into this, I'm like, okay, I am doing this. I'm looking into this with a whole new set of eyes, with an open heart. And I went to Kim's house. I'm like, okay, what are you doing?
Yeah, blah, blah. Is there somebody lying in the bed while you're doing a work call? What the fuck? There's somebody in the bed. That is awkward. What? Why? What is this team? What are these people? Why are you even able to make $1 with messy action? There is a person in her bed while she's on a team call.
Tell me what I need to do and I will do it, and I will just go all in. And so we sat and we started reaching out to Instagram people. Now, let me tell you, I have not touched my warm market I don't want to. I feel like 'cause I've been doing this industry for so long, I just didn't want to go there. So I'm reaching out to people I don't know at all. And so I'm reaching out to them with a super short, brief message. Basically, let me see, I can read it to you. So it's like word for word. I'm working on a new exciting project. I'm helping launch a new activewear line. If you're anything like me, I'm living in mine. I'm looking to partner with the right women. I think you would be perfect. I don't know if the timing is right for you or not, but are you open to hearing more about it? And I was getting people saying, oh my gosh, yes, I'd love to hear more. I live in my workout wear too. I'm like, way to go. Oh my gosh, okay, this is actually going to work. And then I would add them to the group, tag them in the videos, follow up. And it was like happening like clockwork. I'm like, this is so easy. My fears were gone because the system is so simple and doable, and the results are amazing. Like me, somebody who's never, been successful at this really at all, is doing it. And I'm, Tom and I were having a little competition, and I actually like beat him. I'm like, wait, what? I beat Tom? No way. That's crazy. So I'm like, okay, anybody can do this. So don't say you can't do this, because you can. You so can do this. If you just get past those fears, work with what's going on in here, because I tell you what, there's someone out there that needs this. There's women who need this kind of encouragement. There's women who need this community, who need this love. And, we don't know their situation. It's not right for us to judge whether they can afford it or they can't afford it, or whether they know enough people or don't know enough people. We don't know, we seriously don't know. So it's been an amazing ride, an amazing journey. I've set a goal to reach out to 20 people every day. I go back and forth between Instagram and Facebook, and I just have a system that I do every day. In the morning while I'm laying in bed, I'm adding new people, looking through my Facebook and adding new people. Throughout the day, I'm doing some follow-up. At the end of the day, then I'm reaching back out to the people that have accepted my friend request and sending them the messages. And then I just repeat that whole system all over again every single day. And it's crazy. It works. It so works. And I am not an outgoing person. I am very introverted. I'm very shy. I'm surprising myself right now that I'm reaching out and being so bold and reaching out to all these strangers. And I've made some amazing friendships because of reaching out to strangers. Now I have this whole new core of friends, and I'm so excited.
You're not reaching out to people because that way you're able to make great friends. First of all, I would question if you're leaving the company, if they're leaving the company, where that friendship is going, whether it is still existing. Those are not genuine conversations. Having the plan to add 20 people to your list of reach outs every single day, switching between Instagram and Facebook, is not genuine. And I don't believe that genuine friendships and genuine connections can exist on the basis of that. You're doing that because you want to grow your business. That's it. And that is true for all MLMs. That is not specific to Savvi, but it is very, very typical to hear this and to see this. I was able to work on my mindset. I reached out to a lot of people. I was able to share the light. This is what God wanted me to do. And I met this amazing community, and I built this amazing community, and I found friendship. Yikes. That is not the case. This is all based on certain conditions. Recruit, sell, do me money, I will help you out, let's grow the team together, but if you don't work this anymore, or if I don't work this anymore, this friendship might be over. She also says, I'm so sorry, Kim, that I said no to you in the beginning, and I guess that is how you can really catch people, and that is why it is so important, and that is why MLMers are being taught to reach out to people in their warm market, to their own friends. I'm doing this. I'm pursuing this business. I'm building an empire of my own. Please come and run with me. She was like, no, I'm so sorry. I was a mother of 4 and I was homeschooling my kids. That sounds like a full-time job in itself. I would argue there's no need to say sorry to a friend who wants to invite you into a sketchy business. So you're very much taught to invite your friends. Work with your friends, pressure them into joining you, maybe play the emotional part a bit. Pressuring can be a harsh word, but I do think that there's a certain parasocial connection as well if you try to pitch family members and friends. And then she also mentions what she does on an everyday basis, which is not news. That is not just news or groundbreaking. So it could have been an email yet again rather than setting up this call, except for the mindset part, because this is part of brainwashing people into believing that they can do it as well, and even worse, into making themselves believe that and brainwashing themselves. That is why I believe these calls are set up. Like the woman said before, with a 3-step program: connect with people, share, follow up, and enroll. The 3-step program, she pretty much says the same thing, and that is not a secret. Recruit as many people as possible and try to establish a genuine connection online or in person. That is typical MLM, and this time it worked out for her. And the other times, I'm sure she did the very same thing, and I'm sure that hundreds of thousands of people who were in MLMs who left, who were not financially successful, did the exact same as well. The MLM business model is not designed for the majority of people to make money and to hit the higher ranks. Only very few people can do so. That is the entire concept of MLMs. It is not designed for the majority of people to rise in the ranks and to make the good money. That is why the majority of people are invited into brainwashing themselves and working on their mindset. Otherwise, they will leave the MLM rather quickly, and then they will have to be replenished by another recruit.
I love it. Now, you're doing something, okay, so you're reaching out to people who don't know you, and there's only 2 options. You either talk to people you know or talk to people you don't know, right? Only 2 options. Now, typically in our industry, you're going to get faster results and better results with people who know you and like you and you don't have to build rapport with, right? But if you're like Lisa and it happens, or maybe you bring someone in that says, I will not talk to people I know, you're going to get that. It is amazing that there's already a proven way that's working to reach out to people who don't know you. How much time would you say do you spend trying to build, a relationship? None.
None. Like that's the crazy thing about this and the industry is because when you go out anywhere, every single woman you look at, they're wearing leggings, right? Seriously, whether they work out or they don't work out, they're in leggings. So when I've approached women, I've had no relationship with them. I haven't spent that time to build a relationship where we kind of get to know each other a little bit and then to approach them. I'm just being super bold and, from the heart. This is an amazing opportunity that I feel like every woman should be a part of. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just being bold. And as soon as they accept my friend request, I'm reaching out to them. And everybody has been so kind. And some people say, no, the timing's not right, or I'm doing something right now. I'm like, thank you so much for responding. I really appreciate it. Have an amazing, blessed day. But I'm still friends with them. And so I can still go back. They can watch my journey. I can still comment. So the opportunity is still there for the future, possibly.
Right.
So, even though right now is not it for them, you never know what it could be later.
Yeah, because you keep the channel of communication open. A no at the moment in an MLM doesn't mean a no forever. At some point, maybe their lives will crumble, or the timing is perfect, or they're running out of excuses, or you're persistent enough and they might join you. Hopefully not, because that is an approach that genuinely sucks. But whether you tell people, oh, perfect, thank you for getting back to me, Let's stay in touch. Why do you do that? Not because you have an amazing friendship with these people, but because you want to recruit them later, because you want to pitch them later, because you want to sell them later. Not everybody is wearing Savvi workout gear. Not everybody is wearing leggings. That is false. Product might sound more consumable than a 3,000 Kangen and Magic water filter, yes, but still, it's MLM products, and they're way, way overpriced for what they are. They're not that amazing. They're not that outstanding. They're not that pretty. That is a way for people in MLMs to fool themselves to say, we have a really consumable product, but you don't. They're overpriced and they're not special. This doesn't sound like a proven system to me. There is no proven system. Where are the sources that this is a proven system? When you're in an MLM, you need to recruit as many people as possible to make the good money. Otherwise, you will not be able to be successful. But there is no proven system how to do this. You have to reach out to people, and to the more people you reach out, to the more people you pitch, the more you follow up, the more unhinged you are, I would argue the lower your ethics are, or you don't understand the business model, the more likely it is that you will be able to make some money there. It's not a proven system. No MLM company, no MLMer, and no MLM mindset coach has a proven system to sell to you when you join their team or when you join their overpriced mindset classes, like her husband has.
Or a lot of them will come back and say, I'm doing something else, but I'd love to shop. And then that's when I can give them my link to the app so they can shop. So it's kind of a win-win no matter how you look at it.
So good. And you, right off the bat, you got an amazing woman, Amy White, who she shared, I think it was 2 calls back, you guys, she shared an incredible message with us. And now you guys are like, you're so close. You have built a relationship now. And she was literally just reaching out and, did exactly what you said. And you guys, she was praying for something like this. You don't know who you're going to bless. It's just being bold and being willing to take the step to reach out, which you're doing so beautifully, Lisa. I have watched you blossom over these last few months like crazy. Your husband has seen it, Tom, we all have seen it, and I'm so, so proud of you. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you for doing this with me. I couldn't imagine. I'm so grateful. I thank God every day for Savvi and for each one of you, and that you said yes because of all the women's lives that are going to be touched because you said yes.
It's been so fun, and it's been such a blessing. I couldn't imagine not doing this with you.
I love it. So good. Any last words before I move on to the next? Any last thoughts you want to wrap up with?
The spiritual manipulation is unreal. That is really a lot on this call. Wow.
The only thing that I would say is, like Kim said earlier in her call, you have to go back and watch the live that she did earlier. Cancel all those negative thoughts. Cancel all those fears. Cancel all those thoughts of the poverty mindset. It does us no good. No good. For our children, for our family, for our friends. It does us no good. Just cancel it.
The poverty mindset. Wow. What a rude and unprofessional and unethical and inhumane pitch. No, it's a big no-no for me. Don't join Savvi just because of that. Savvi sucks.
Amen.
No, not amen. Shut up.
So good. Yes.
It's also very, very easy, by the way, in an MLM to be appreciated because everything is so good. You can spew the most bullshit on planet Earth, and it is so good because if you are on a team and we're able to be recruited and you're able to recruit others, you're a rare flower, and people will tell you that you're so good for doing the most basic things. Faith manipulation and poverty mindset. Yeah, you should be ashamed of yourself, people.
Amen. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Lisa. I so appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Love you, girl.
I love you too. Okay, next we're going to hear from another woman. Now, I wanted to have her speak second because she actually does have experience in the industry. And I hope she doesn't mind me sharing, but very successful in a prior company and is choosing to put her time and her energy. I have a hair like floating through my face. She chose to get started here with Savvi, and she literally qualified for Puerto Vallarta, days. days. And she's phenomenal. She's amazing. And I wanted to have Melinda Stab share. And she is with kids and it's busy mama time. But Melinda, I want to make sure you're here first. Are you here? Can you unmute? I'm going to check. Melinda, are you here?
Melinda, where are you?
I might need to come back to her.
Glorious.
We all know what it's like being a mom at dinner time, running in the door from sports. And she's like, I'm going to be on, but I'm telling you, it's crazy time. So I'll check back with her. So let's go to the next person. Oh, it says you're on. It says I'm not muted. Okay. So you're on. It's not working. I see you're on.
Since spiritual manipulation is so important, maybe you should have taken all of these signs. Maybe it is the devil telling you to not join Savvi. If everything goes wrong, your camera is not well, people are speaking and are apparently farting on this call, people say they're unmuted, maybe it is a sign, not from above, but from below. And from Berlin. Hello. Devilish.
I can't hear you. Okay. Okay, now try. No, it says you're muted. Is your computer muted? Sometimes I do that. No. Try, you can't? Okay. Sometimes my computer's muted and then if I hit the unmute button or the speaker button, it'll work. So we'll let you see if you can hop on. I'd love for you to share. Maybe try your phone. Okay, we'll circle back around. Let's go ahead and, okay, I'm chuckling because the third person speaking, or now the second, is someone I'm so proud of. I literally called her 30 minutes before the call, and I said, I would love for you to share. And she said, you have no idea. I've got tissue stuck up my nose. I just took allergy medicine. I'm fighting a cold, but I would love to do it. And she stepped up, and I'm so proud of Holly O'Brien. Now, Holly is a busy mom. She runs multiple businesses, and she just got a advanced leader, qualified for Puerto Vallarta, going to Mexico with us. And I'm so excited that you're here and you're just like, you know what? I'm going to make this happen whether I feel good or not. You're so amazing. Holly, I'd love to hear from you what you're doing, why you're here. You have such a big heart and passion. Maybe talk about your why a little bit, because it.
Before the lady even comes on, she has a cold. She had to do her medicine. She's not feeling well. She had tissues up her nose. And we've only briefly seen her in what looks like a hoarder's room, but those noises, that wasn't me. That is the person that got called to speak on this call 30 minutes ago with tissues up her nose. If you have a big-ass cold, if your nose is runny, don't be on this freaking call. And also, why do you have to schedule a call at a time when all of your busy mamas have to take care of their babies? That doesn't make any sense. I like this call because it is disenchanting, in a way, the MLM facade that they like to put up. Brainwash yourself into believing you're successful. Be on calls, although you should be taking care of yourself because you're sick and your children. And also, MLMs suck and we all failed, but this time it worked, and that's why we love each other so much, because we have true friendships happening here. This is great. So let's get back to Sniffly Susan. I forgot her name.
You have one of those whys that makes you cry. So, hi.
Hi. I saw this was me. I was like this. I was like, and I love it because here's the deal. I was like, of course she's asking me, God, really? And then the Lord's like, yeah, the timing's never perfect. My timing is perfect. And I'm like, okay, yes, you're right. So I'm drinking my bone broth. And I even said, you're like, well, let's do next week. I'm like, you know what? Let's not do next week. You know why? Because if you wait till the timing is perfect, it's never perfect. It's like the people who wait to have kids till they're ready to have kids. And then they never have kids because they're never ready to have kids. And that's the thing that I've learned with this, getting over my fear, because I have a massive fear of speaking in front of people.
Yeah, that might be true, but there's a difference between you not being ready to have kids, but you're pregnant and you have to make the decision, do you want to have that baby or not, and you being sick and being on a stupid Savvi team call that could have waited until next week, just saying.
And this has made me step out way outside my comfort zone. And then I realized, wait a minute, this is actually not as hard as I thought, because my fear was putting a complete wall in front of me. And because I had a wall in front of me, I wasn't able to step into the thing that God had for me next. So Christy signed me up. Christy called me, and I had said to her, gosh, I've got 2 other businesses I run. I don't know if I could do this. And then I thought about it, and in my mind, I was like, and I called Christy back. I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to talk to Kim. And the night before I talked to Kim, I called a friend, and I said, please come over and pray with me. I have a big decision. Come over and pray with me. And we got on our hands and knees, and we prayed about it. And I said, Lord, tell me if I'm supposed to be doing this. And I got on the phone with Kim, and then we talked, and she told me a few things, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's my answer. And you're like, what's your answer? And I'm like, I literally asked for clarity, and this is my clarity. And I cried on the phone with Kim because she was, why do you want to do this? And I'm probably going to cry again. Here's the thing. If your why doesn't make you cry, it's not strong enough. My why started out as I desperately have to be home with my children. I work a 24-hour crazy job, and I had said to Kim, I said, here's the deal. I'm desperate to be home with my kids nights and weekends. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to be here and do this. And I'm all in. And for me, once I'm all into something, I'm all in. Growing up, I had a father that is very encouraging. And he said, Holly, there's 3 kinds of people in this world. If my friend Miranda is on tonight, who grew up with me, she's going to know what this is. 3 kinds of people. There's people that make things happen, people that let things happen, and people that say, what happened? Who do you want to be? It's your choice. You do not have control over your circumstances in life. You don't have control over what happens to you every day. You don't get to pick that part, but you do get to pick this part. And you do get to pick what takes over your life. So fear, as you were talking earlier, everyone has to watch that. Of course, I was in tears. But you just have to let that fear go, because you know what? Literally, what's the worst thing that can happen? I've said to some of my friends, you sign up for this. The worst thing that could happen, you have new gym clothes. Like literally, that's the worst thing that can happen. You have a bunch of new gym clothes and you've made a bunch of friends. So my why started out wanting to provide for my family, and then it turned into an opportunity to bless other people, to share my faith with other people, to get over my fear of talking in front of people, and just give other people an opportunity to have impact in their life. I mean, what's better than that? I mean, really, what's better than that? So I ended up jumping in, and I'm contacting everybody that I know, and there's a lot of no's. And you know what? That's okay, because there's going to be a yes, and you just keep going. And the biggest thing is just staying positive, because that's the only thing you can do. Don't go down the road of negativity. Just stay positive. It's just, don't sweat the small stuff, because it's all small stuff. If you really think about it in the bigger picture, if you start getting concerned and your fear takes over, then you're not giving someone else a chance and a blessing that could literally change their life. So getting over your fear could actually very well completely change someone's destiny, completely change someone's life, because you got over your fear. So don't wait till it's perfect, and don't be scared, because those fears put walls in front of you. And sometimes it's really hard to knock that down. Stay positive. I really, 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 really encourage everyone to do the World Changers. It's funny because every time I think about it, I keep calling it Game Changers, but the World Changers is kind of a game changer. And in my head, it's kind of the same thing. You have tools. Kim and Tom have given you amazing tools to plug into. If you don't plug into that energy, you can't get anything. You got to plug into it. And there's a lot of really, really good resources that Tom and Kim have for us that other companies I've experienced don't have. And then the encouragement, and then just the blessing of having a great leader But plug into the World Changers if you have a chance to. And I listen to it. I own 2 businesses. Now this is my 3rd business. I have 2 small children and I work 24-hour job. And I'm doing this. So I just want to encourage you, just get over that fear of I don't have enough time. Because I'm telling you, I'm like, hey girl, how you doing? And I'm like in the car and I'm like driving, you're watching the road. I'm like talking to people anytime that I can. I'm thinking about this 24/7. I'm contacting people 24/7. So I haven't actually done what Lisa did, and I'm excited because I'm going to try that. I think that's good. What I've done is I keep in touch with a lot of people all the time. So it's not abnormal for me to reach out to someone and say, oh my gosh, I just saw your picture on Facebook. You look so beautiful. Where are you at? So I start a dialogue and a conversation. And then most of the time, which is awesome, people are like, so what are you up to? I see your husband are doing this and that. And I'm like, well, that was easy. That just leads into the conversation of what I'm doing now. And I just share with what I'm doing. I've had people reach out to me because of pictures. I reached out to people. But the biggest thing is I want to encourage people that no, when people say no, they're not saying no to you. They're saying no to the opportunity, and they're not saying no forever. They may be just saying no for right now.
And that is why MLMs are predatory. If somebody says no to you, they're saying no to you individually reaching out trying to pitch somebody. I do not want to buy your overpriced MLM Savvy clothes. Back off. That is a no to you. That is a no to Savvy. That is a no to the MLM business opportunity. That is not an invitation for you to continue to harass me in the hopes that my life might crumble and you can pitch this afterwards. Little sniffle McDoodles. God doesn't want you to join an MLM. You're sick. Get off this call and take care of yourself. Then, what did she say? Oh yeah, she was desperate. Yeah, because happy people are not joining MLMs. If you're lacking something in your life, the MLM promises that they have the answer for you. It is more likely for you to join. You don't join because you're doing financially well and because you're in a happy spot in your life. Another reason why MLMs are predatory. And then she also says, well, if you buy a pack of clothing and you try to do this business, what do you have to lose? You just have a couple of cute workout clothes. There's just a win-win for everybody. No, you can lose a lot. You can lose a lot of money, a lot of time, friendships. You can lose yourself, and you're also potentially in danger of losing your sanity. If you have to brainwash yourself into believing that this will work out, you might lose yourself and your entire personality, which is sad to see. So, Sniffer McDoodles, you have 2 children, you're in a car, you're texting people, you're sick, you're on a call, you're sitting in what looks like a hoarder's room. Where do I sign up? Savvy seems to be a great opportunity, and this could be my life as well. Sounds enchanting.
I don't know if anyone's ever read the DNA relationships, but it talks about what your fear button is. I would suggest learning what your fear button is. Mine is rejection. Woo, I was like, great, a business where a lot of people are going to reject you. So that's been able to get over my fear of rejection and realizing that people are not saying no to me. They're saying no to the opportunity, and it may not be forever. And they could be saying yes to be a customer. So I wrote a couple things down in between, and I think, I don't know, the biggest thing was such a surprise. And then, a week before the month ended, I'm like, hey, babe, we're going to Mexico. And he's like, what? And I'm like, we just earned a trip to Mexico. And he's like, what? That's amazing. And I'm like, I know that I'm supposed to be here. So just don't sweat the small stuff and keep going. And don't get discouraged over the little things. I've owned several businesses. Things are not perfect. They never go perfect. And if it's perfect, it's about to, if you're not, like Tom says, you're either going into a problem or you're coming out of a problem. That's life.
Yes. Oh, so literally I'm taking notes because you're like throwing out Whopper after Whopper after Whopper. I can't even believe you're not feeling well because you're just like.
You know what's funny? About 10 minutes before the call, my nose stopped running.
Yeah, because I'm sure the Lord told you to jump on this call and now you're feeling better because Savvy and this call really helped you. First of all, this was not good. Why are you taking notes? That is stupid. Your nose didn't stop running. We were able to hear you, Sniffer McDoodles. Just saying, your Lord didn't stop your runny nose.
I mean, that's not God. I don't know what it is. I was like, okay, you know what? We're going to do this because I'm just telling you, it's a great example. The timing is never perfect.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Yeah. So good. I want to highlight a couple of things. We've all heard you need to know your why, but if it doesn't make you cry, really, you have to dig deep, and it has to be more than just making money. It has to be more.
It has to be more because it is a cult, because the majority of people don't make money. If you're ever on a business call and you have to cry, there's something wrong. You should check that. You should check yourself, but also your environment. This is a group of people who have dived into religious manipulation and into spiritual manipulation, faith manipulation, and emotional manipulation for so long that they probably don't even see that what they do here is absolutely absurd. Just because they were able to make this financially work for themselves because they're the top earners in Savvi doesn't mean that it's right. It's just as shitty, it's just as wrong.
It has to be something that makes you cry, that makes you get out of bed, that makes you call that next person. And it drives you. It drives you when you feel like quitting. It drives you when everything is going wrong, when your spouse isn't on track with you, or your best friend says no. It will drive you. And if you keep pushing and keep pushing, you're going to get the yeses.
I keep telling my people, please guys, just give it a year. Actually, Christy, I text her a picture of I keep a calendar. I'm a handwriter. And I text Christy a picture of my calendar. I said 1 year. And I said, girl, we're doing this. And I said, I put December 17th, I circled it. And I said, I'm giving this a year. And I was like, we are going to celebrate this date. And I can show you the picture, but I was like, we're celebrating this date. I'm all in. We're going, and I'm going to give myself a year. And you know what? The beginning of the month was a little discouraging for me. And then I kept listening to the calls. And then Saturday, I keep calling it game changers, the world game changers. I'm just going to call it that. Tom was speaking. I was like, you know what? Why am I letting fear take over? And then Kim, again, why am I letting fear take over? If fear is crippling, why am I letting it take over? And then I'm just like, I'm contacting everybody. All the rules are off. I'm just talking to everybody. And it's been fun.
I love it. Okay. So someone said this to us a long time ago. They said, be here a year from now. I love, Holly, that you just talked about that. And you wrote the date down. Can you imagine celebrating on that date? And by the way, I'm coming. I'm celebrating with you guys. I want to be on that party. But be here a year from now. You guys don't, because here's why. You have to determine what's going to bump you out of
this. Is ridiculous. I had to pull out my glasses for this because in the Savvi compensation plan, it says that you have a certain QV requirement you have to fulfill, I suppose, every single month. Putting on my glasses again, I should have left them on. You have a 50 QV requirement from any combination of personal purchases or personally enrolled customer purchases to be considered active and to be eligible for whatever kind of money you're allegedly making in Savvi. So to say, give it a year, most people will not be able to sell products or enroll people onto their teams. Most people will spend a lot of money and a lot of time to be in an MLM for a year. That's why they're there, to spend a lot of money. And in this case, the compensation plan requires you to. If you're not able to sell products, you will have to purchase them yourselves. That's going to be pricey. Most people don't have the money to play around in an MLM for a year. That is a very privileged situation, and that is a very privileged pitch. What is he doing there with that phone? I mean, people, come on, you're ridiculous. How is anybody on this Savvi team whatsoever? It's like tangent and professionalism is going on here. And I'll stop singing. This is redonkulous. Most people don't have the money to try out an MLM for a year. Do you have any idea how much money you spent there? On the products, to be considered active, maybe to hit a rank, to keep a rank, to be part of this culty boo-woo, to get together in a conference, etc., travel there. No, it's not an option for the majority of people. This is not a job where you get paid for a year, where you have a certain income, where you know what you have to do, and you might get a certain commission if it's an actual sales job. In that case, I would say yes, give yourself time. Try to figure out if this job is for you, if the people are for you, maybe you have moved. Don't just stop very, very shortly after you started because you might be overwhelmed. Take a step back, consider, and then pursue the job and try it out. But that is not the case in an MLM. You will lose so much money if you take this bogus tip.
Because if you aren't committed, you're hearing Holly, she is committed no matter what speed bump we hit. She's committed to a year. Otherwise, one little bump, two little bump, 5 bumps, and pretty soon you're those negative things and you're like, I'm out if you're not committed. And by the way, those bumps are going to happen.
Bumps are a part of your life, but if you're in a business where you just have obstacles over obstacles over obstacles, where you have to chat with people while you're driving with your kids in the car, looking like Sniffer McDoodles and being on a call because that is expected from you, you and your husband working this stupid business together, because you yourself are not doing it, you need your husband to also have a coaching business on the side to squeeze more money out of the people in your downline. You have to brainwash yourself to believe that this is great. And then you also have to use spiritual or faith manipulation. That is not a good business opportunity. Those are obstacles that you can avoid by not joining a company. This is a cult.
It's normal. It's so normal.
No, it's not normal.
So
Shut up.
really commit to being, Holly drew a line in the sand. You can hear it in her voice. You can tell with her passion and her commitment and even the look in her eyes that she's committed. In fact, Holly, as busy as you are, I don't think you've ever missed a phone call. You're on every single call. There's
you always learn something from someone. You always never ignore what someone's saying. You're either learning what to do or what not to do. You will always learn something. And if you shut that out, you could be missing out on the just nugget that gets you to the next level.
So good. So good. Well, I'm so blessed. Christy, thank you for reaching out to Holly. So amazing. And what an amazing alignment between you and Christy. You guys are world changers. You guys are on a mission and it's so exciting. I can't wait to celebrate with you a year from now and look back and see where we are. You guys, this company gets better and better by the week. Literally, like I look back even a month ago and I'm like, whoa, that's crazy how fast we're growing. And to know where you're going to be in a year from now.
Yeah, in a year from now, I would also love to know who is still on this team. I would argue that the majority of people probably have left, either the MLM business in general or went to another MLM.
And Christy, and to be able to look back and celebrate, I literally can't wait for that. So thank you so much for taking the tissue out of your nose.
Yes, thank you for calling. I love it. It's perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Yeah, well, thank Christy, because I said, who needs to be highlighted tonight? And there was no doubt instantly, Holly. So you were meant to speak tonight. You spoke to my heart, and I know probably you touched every single one here. So thank you so much for saying yes to talking tonight. Love you so much.
And we're doing a Florida tour.
Yes!
Yes, we're going to be doing a Florida tour really like the beginning of April.
From nowhere comes Tom.
Yeah. Oh, hi.
Hi, Tom.
This is the first business in 25 years. I'm totally irrelevant, and I love it.
No, that's so
meaning not needed. Not needed. You guys are crushing it with or without any men in this group. Although men are invited.
We have
right?
amazing men.
Men are invited to come.
I'm blown away by the men that are aligning with us. Like amazing men.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Holly. Well, thank you.
If you're that irrelevant, why are you more on this call than your wife? Tom, get off there. That is so annoying. If you were my spouse and you would be bombing my business meetings, I would slurp you out of the room in a loving and caring way. But you know what I'm getting? This is so annoying.
I'm so proud of you. All the success you're creating and that we get to go to Puerto Vallarta and celebrate together. Yay! Okay, so let me see if Melinda is able to. Any last words that you thought of last minute?
Oh, sound off.
So, dude, Tom is in the room while she's doing her calls. Are you not able to do that on your own? Why does he have to be there? Are you not able to work your computer? What is going on there? I don't know why this is so bothersome to me, but kick Tom out of the room. Why is he here? And why is he jump scaring us every once in a while? Pitch your coaching business somewhere else, Tom.
Got it? Okay. Okay, I always think of something I wish I would have said, so. Okay, let me see. Melinda, are you still on? Are you able to unmute?
Can you hear me?
Yes! Hi!
Okay. I
Good
don't know what was
work.
wrong with my computer.
I'm on my phone now.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm so glad you're here. I kind of teed you up, but I'll tee you up again. So Melinda is someone that came through Stony. My friend Stony, by the way, 0 experience in this industry, but she talked to someone who talked to you, and you have created a lot of success in this industry, and it's an honor to work with you. You guys through a Savvy social like none other. There was like 50 women packed out, had so much fun, and it's been so much fun watching you launch your business here with Savvy. And so can you share why Savvy and what you're doing? You qualified for Puerto Vallarta like that. So
Yeah. And Lisa and Holly stole a lot of my things. I'm like crossing things off my list. They're like, okay, I don't need to talk about that. But you guys are awesome. Thank you. So yeah, I would say my number one with this that has been my driving success is the excitement and the belief that I have in this. As you mentioned, Kim, I have another company that I work with, and I've been there for 6 years, and I love it, and I love my team. I love the products. I love so much about it. But there was always that, kind of feeling and reflection. Like, imagine if I had known about this company from the get-go when it was getting launched and it was brand new and they were making the decisions and it was being built, and it was one of those things that was just like, well, we weren't, but I've built a great business, regardless. So when this came to me, kind of like the both of you, I don't even know how many other jobs, but that company, I'm a new real estate agent. I don't know what that even means because I haven't done anything with it yet. I do side PR, which is kind of the bread and butter of what I've been doing forever. I run an Airbnb property. So there's just a lot of things going on. So when people came to me, I said, no, I don't have time. But as soon as she said it's a brand new company, it just launched, a week ago, I don't even think the sentence was out of her mouth before I said, tell me more, because it's very, very rare to get in on a company like this from the get-go. So if you know anybody who is with Arbonne in the very beginning, or, any of them, getting in the beginning is such a rare opportunity, and one that I had always just kind of wished for, but thought, well, I won't get that opportunity. And this just fell in my lap. So it's kind of hard to shut me up and not be excited about it. I've had so many great conversations with people who weren't really interested in network marketing. They weren't interested in the other company that I work with just because of the timing. And then when, same kind of reaction, when I tell them this is a brand new company, it's in activewear, which is what we're all in all day anyway. And just the opportunity that you have to build market share. People get that, whether they understand network marketing or not. People understand the importance of getting into something early on rather than, 10, 20 years later. So I have such excitement and such belief in this company. And kind of like you said, Kim, my box came. There's a couple things where I'm like, well, these aren't the leggings for me. It might be someone else's. So that's okay. It's not deterring me. I know that this company is in its infancy, and we've barely scratched the surface of, the products and the offerings that we're going to have.
Yeah, because if you want to have a chance to be successful in an MLM, the chances are greater if you join early, when only a couple of people are in the company, and when you're able to pitch to people, and the majority of people that will join after you are people in your downline. That is how you make the most money. Now, that is not a guarantee. You can join early. I mean, we see this with Elomir. Lots of people have jumped ship there because if the company is not taking off, you will also not be able to take off. But your chances are greater when you are able to join early rather than in an already oversaturated company, in an already oversaturated market. And it's also of advantage if people are not necessarily aware that it is a multi-level marketing company, which is getting harder and harder. That's why I believe that MLMs that open up in this day and age will have it more difficult, because there's lots of information out there about network marketing and MLMs. There's a stigma attached to that, luckily. And I'm pretty sure if people don't understand the system, that if you want to pitch them and you want to show them why it is such a great opportunity to join now, you will explain it to them.
So I'm just blown away. I'm blown away by, and I tell people this when I talk to them, I'm blown away by Jen being the VP of sales. I'm blown away by her vision and the fact that if you say, what if we did something this way? She will say, that's a great idea. We'll look into it. Or she'll probably say, we're already working on it. Like, we've got it. Like, they just have it so dialed in as a corporate team. So I'm just blown away by so many things about this company. It's not just the opportunity, and it's not just the activewear. This is the whole package. And it's hard to shut me up from telling people how excited I am about this business. So if that's the excitement and belief that has driven this for me. And I think people can hear it in your voice too. So if you're relying on text messaging or Facebook messaging or emails, and they can't hear your voice and you're not getting on the phone, you're missing out, because I think that's 90% of why people are jumping in with this, because they can hear it and they know I'm not just, copy and pasting and sending messages. I'm getting on the phone. That being said, it's really hard to talk to, 2,000 people for an hour, all your contacts that are on Facebook. So number one, I made like a little list, is the belief and excitement. If you have it, you're going to go very far in this company. I promise you that. If you don't, then, let's get on the next trip and we'll make it happen. Two, I guess would say, don't overthink this. I do this with a lot. I'm a big analysis paralysis person. And I'm like, well, I don't know everything about all the products. I don't know all the names. I don't know how they're made. I'm not sure how this works. So the compensation plan, I can't even talk about it yet. So maybe I'll just hold off on reaching out to people. Do not overthink this. Share your excitement about the business, the products. And if they have questions that you can't answer, you can find someone and get them the answers, but don't wait to reach out to people.
Analysis paralysis person or messy action person. That is something you might stumble across if people speak about MLMs. It pretty much means don't think about it, just do it. Because if you think about it, you might not join the company. Messy action means you know nothing. You're going to sell the most inspirational products. You've not used them before. You don't know anything about the ingredients. You're not a professional. You're not even able actually to sell those. With actual factual professional information, do it anyways, rather than the paralysis she spoke about. Analysis paralysis. But I would argue if you are a more analytical person, it is very likely that you don't join an MLM unless you understand the business model, unless you understand that you need to join early, recruit as many people as possible, and you know that that is how you do money. And you can set your morals aside because you understand that the majority of people are not able to make money in MLMs.
Just keep it simple. Reach out, share your excitement, tag them in the Facebook group. I am tagging people in the unit, specifically unit 1, just because I think it keeps it simple. And then the videos are right there and they don't have to scroll to find things. So I've been tagging people there and follow up. So it's the ATM system, which I had never heard of. My other company didn't do an ATM system, but I think it's brilliant. It does keep it very simple. So I have been using that. The next, my tip number 3, which Holly touched on a lot of these, no does not equal no forever. It means not right now, especially, don't you die on me, battery, especially when it's the beginning of a company like this, because they're going to watch you for a little bit and they're going to say, okay, it's still early. I need to jump in on this. So no definitely does not mean forever. It means I'm going to watch you and see what happens. Don't prejudge anybody. And don't take it personally, which is hard. And I think it's especially hard for women. Your best friend, your mother, your sister-in-law, whatever it is, says no to you. And you're thinking, well, how can you not want to support me? How do you not see what I see? Do you not think that I'm intelligent enough to make a good business decision? You take it, all these things go through your head. And don't take it personally. It's a business decision for everybody. And some people see it right away. And some people need some time. And some people are just going to be, a champion. Some people just aren't going to do anything, and that's okay, because your business isn't relying on that one person. It's relying on you building a great business. So don't take it personally, and don't prejudge. And then as we were doing this, I have a different view now, but there's somebody on the call that their background picture is not their video. It's a background picture, and it looks just like a friend of mine that lives in Mobile, Alabama. So that's just like one more person. So I'm always finding new people to reach out to, whether I see a pair of leggings and it reminds me of a restaurant. I don't know. I'm totally made that up, but I'm always thinking of new people to reach out to. And that's really exciting. And that's kind of the fun of this. And some of these people have never done network marketing and they're executives at companies. I don't care, because I know that this opportunity is so, so, so rare. And I know plenty of executives, lawyers, doctors that get into these companies and build something amazing from the get-go. And it doesn't matter what their salary was beforehand. They'll understand if they're business savvy and they understand how these businesses work and they understand the importance of timing. it doesn't matter if, they're the CEO of Amazon. I don't know who that person is personally. It's probably not a woman, but it doesn't matter. Don't prejudge. It's a business opportunity and it's a fantastic opportunity. So number 4, my initial Facebook post got me a lot of traction. And I know somebody said in the last call, don't put your link in there. Well, I did this before the last call, but I did put my link in there. And I will tell you, it did well for me. I had 37 people who signed up to be a customer. They put their information in, and that was 37 people. It took me a week to follow up with them all, because I would follow up with hey, so glad you're checking it out. Here's a little bit about the website, a little bit about the brand. But if you're really interested, I'd love to hop on the phone with you and just tell you a little bit more about the company and the opportunity. And I would say of those 37 people, I probably had 20-hour-long conversations. So that did work well for me to put the link in there, because it showed me who, not just who's watching, but who is actually taking the time to go to the website, to put in at least their email, some phone numbers. So for me, that was a huge capture for me to be able to capture who's really watching. So it's up to you. I haven't had anyone just go in and buy clothes right off the cuff just because I put my link up there. It would be nice if they do in the future, but I will say I was like hoarse by the end of the week, just trying to catch up with all these people. And I knew that I wanted to get on the phone with them and not just send them information. So it was a very busy week for me. Number 5, I'm a finance girl. I'm a numbers girl. So, and I was sitting in a real estate training last week, and the trainer said, he's talking about picking up the phone to call people about doing open houses, or are you thinking of selling? And that terrifies me. Like, just cold calling people terrifies me. But he said, if we told you that we would pay you $10,000 a month just to call 10 people and see what they're up to, would you do it? And not a single person didn't raise their hand. You're like, $10,000 a month just to call, absolutely. So I think about that with this business. If somebody said you could grow this into something that's 10,000, and that's keeping it small, you guys. And I'm sorry, I get overexcited, but this opportunity, $10,000 a month is a stepping stone to more. But if somebody said, if you can reach out to 10 of your friends, not cold calling, not random people who, maybe they're selling their home, maybe they're not, 10 people in your network, and just call them and share what you're up to, and you could have the potential to make $10,000 extra a month. I mean, who wouldn't do that? So to me, it's a numbers thing. It's not, well, maybe they won't like it, maybe they will. To me, I'm like, yeah, that's a paycheck that I'm willing to catch up with 40 people a month for. So, and imagine if you're doing more, but we don't need to go crazy. So to me, I'm a numbers girl.
To be very honest with you, I'm zoning out. I just woke up again. What I heard so far is brainwash yourself into believing that you can do it. Harass people. Just because they tell you no now doesn't mean that they won't say yes later. Also, if you're not comfortable cold messaging people, but you would get $10,000 for that in a month, wouldn't you do it? My answer is no. I'm not a salesy person. I don't want to reach out to random strangers, and I don't want to pitch stupid stuff to family and friends. It's a no from me, Savvi. Not even for $100,000. I'm sorry, but there are certain limits and there are certain limitations. And if you know that something is not for you, but this is supposed to be your job consistently and you have to do it every day, no. I'm aware that that is a very privileged situation, but I wouldn't want to do it. Not for $10,000, not for $20,000, not for $1 million. Not for €1,000,000, if you will, either.
That's where, and I'll probably sit and run an Excel spreadsheet on, like, if you do this much in sales and have this many on your team, I get a little ridiculous with numbers, but that's what, the proof is in the numbers for me. And so I'm super excited about this.
The proof is in the numbers. The income disclosure statements that I found, like I said, I found 2. I don't know why. They're both available online. I will link them down below. The likelihood of you making $10,000 in Savvi overall are slim to none, least of all $10,000 a month. So that's a bunch of lies. This might be true for a certain period of time for some of the top income earners, but not even for them is this business model sustainable. So while you claim that maybe, $10,000, it's a numbers game, no. Savvi's income disclosure statements shows us, the 2 that I found, which is odd, that either way, it is not realistic for the majority of people. Point blank, period. That's a bullcrap lie.
And then I guess my last thing, somebody said about the, who said like $100,000 check or something? Somebody said that. So I remember a couple of years ago, there was someone who went on Oprah. I don't think it was Adam Sandler. It was somebody might know. Put it in the comments. They went on and they said when they first started in acting, they wrote themselves $100,000 check. And they said when they hit that amount in their bank account, they're going to cash that check just to say I've made it. Like I made my first $100,000. I wrote that check. When I heard that story, I wrote that check years ago, and it's still sitting in my wallet, in my blue purse downstairs. And every time, like, I'm just like, oh God, I hope I didn't sign it so they can't cash it. Thank God. But I still have that check, and it's been years and years, and I made it for a year in advance. I rewrote that check last week because I hadn't hit that yet. I have overall, but not in a year with my previous business. I have zero doubt that new check that I just rewrote, because I think it has to be within a year anyway, is going to be cashed with this business. So it's downstairs. I didn't bring with me, but I did rewrite that check, and it will be cashed, and I'll let you guys know when it does. But my last thing is patience, is just have patience and roll with it. People are going to say no. People are going to ignore you. People are going to ghost you. It's really weird and awkward, but they do it anyway.
It's not awkward. If you're trying to sell them something stupid, or if you're trying to sell them something in general, they can tell you to fuck off. They can tell you no. They can tell you no 13 times. They can block you, or they can just ghost you. It's what you have to expect if you work in a sales-based business, which is true for most MLMs. But the sales step, of course, is only the first step into trying to recruit people. So no, that's normal. And most of these people are not business professionals and sales professionals, and they don't respect other people's boundaries. So it is completely normal if somebody's very frank with you and says, no, leave the room, leave my home, leave the country, leave this earth. I'm not joining you. Or if they will just not talk to you ever again.
There's going to be technology glitches. There's going to be, there's just going to be stuff that happens, but have patience. Keep doing the do, keep reaching out, keep believing, and know that the only way to fail in this business is to give up. There literally is no other way to fail. If you're trying and you're being consistent and I'm going to plug this thing. And if you're just doing the do every day, you can't fail in this business. You can't. I've met people who are super successful in this line of business, and they have the personality of a saltine cracker. I promise you. Like, you guys have got this. But this thing, the High Achievers Playbook, I don't know if you've seen this, Kim. This thing is like my holy grail. Like, I put every single person I'm reaching out to, what time, if I have a meeting, if I follow up, I put the check. It's the High Achievers Playbook is for network marketing. And the last few weeks has been like inked all over it, because I have so many people that I'm thinking of, and, brand new contacts. So get something like this that keeps you accountable. It keeps your schedule in here, your workouts, your meetings, who you're going to call tomorrow. Get something like that, because it's easy to put off putting in work today if you haven't yesterday said, here's what I'm going to do tomorrow, and here's where my meetings is, and here's where my open spots are.
Is that
so I think
is that Brendon Bouchard's?
Is it who? I have no idea. It's just called the High Achievers Annual Playbook.
Okay.
They have quarterly ones. This one is an annual one. And I absolutely love this thing.
Yeah, another way for MLMers to make money, because you don't need a High Achievers Playbook. You can just write down whatever you did in a regular notebook. No need to buy overpriced items just because they say High Achievers. That's stupid. Just use a notebook to keep track.
Love it. You could probably find it on Amazon. Just Google it. Everyone needs something like that. And I do. I love that it's a year. So, we all need to literally write today's date down, get a book like that, and keep track of the year. If we're not journaling, that's why it's so important to journal. It's so you can look back and just be in awe of where you are.
And that is why we have information on social media where MLM reps will say, multi-level marketing is the most successful business industry in the world. And it is the one that is uplifting millions and millions of women. And it is creating more millionaires that are female than any other industry. Because people will just repeat this crap. You don't need to buy the stupid playbook. Just type down your stuff in a computer, in a laptop, or in a regular notebook.
When you hit the year. So Oh my gosh, seriously, Melinda, so many nuggets. I literally am just writing notes as fast as I can. So many things. You covered the system. Lisa mentioned the system too, but I'm glad you went into detail about what our system is, because you're right. Not every company or team has it, and ours is pretty dialed in. It works, and it's allowing you to give you freedom. All you have to really do is plug and play. And it's a nurturing, dripping system. And when people, say no or not now, it's just dripping on them. They're seeing the success and the results. And I have people all the time say, "Oh my gosh, I'm ready. Here's my credit card. Let's go."
Yeah.
So good. And then one thing that I love about you is you did not have the easiest start. Here you are. You're in a company that's like clockwork. And you get started with us, and everything that could go wrong went wrong, right? And I'm like, oh, not them. And I was like, oh, it's going to scare them away. But I love that because you get timing, and we've all heard timing is everything. And you get that. And when you're excited and your belief is there, you'll ride out all these beginning things. That's why we are in pre-launch. And even when we launch, guys, it's normal. I've been with 20-year-old companies and the website's glitchy or things don't ship right or they run out of inventory. It happens. It's business. No matter where you're at, it's business. But yes, the timing is so rare and so good. And it's so fruitful right now that you can talk to people, whether they're strangers or not. And the numbers are high just because they get it. They get it. It's living. There's no education. So good, Melinda. Everything you said, so powerful. Any last thoughts before we wrap up? We have actually the company's training is starting here. So any last thoughts?
No. Not for me, no.
You killed it. You crushed it. Lisa, Holly, Melinda, thank you. So good tonight. If your team members miss this call, make sure they watch it once I post the replay in Savvypreneurs. This was so good, you guys. Thank you so much. And if you're not aware, Savvy Corporate is live right now on the Savvypreneurs Facebook group. It's a private group. If you're not in there, you want to request to join. But she just went live. So we're going to go ahead and end in a hurry. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to all the guest speakers. And let's go ahead and hop on over there and listen to Jen as she shares. I'm like, give me all the good updates. And she's like, just get on my call at 6 or, 7 or 8, whatever your time is. Just get on my call. So she's going to be talking about some exciting updates. So I'll see you over there. Love you guys. Mwah. Have a great week.
This is a 1-hour call, and we learned little to nothing other than trust the Lord if you're a faith-based person, which I find disgusting, that faith manipulation is a thing in MLMs, that you pretty much have to work when you're sick, that you're going to message people when you're driving, which is totally unsafe, and that you have to brainwash yourself into believing that you can do this business, although every odd and all the odds speak against you. But if you join early, as was the case with Savvy apparently on this team call, then you have a greater chance of being successful. This is such a messy team that was very distractive for various reasons. Because this has already been so long, I will keep it short and sweet. Do not join an MLM. If you have to brainwash yourself into believing that you will be successful, there are red flags all over the place, and it wouldn't be for me. The likelihood of you making money in MLMs, according to the FTC, are slim to none. Over 99% of people in MLMs across all MLMs will not make money and will lose money. I will link the Savvy income disclosure statements I found down below if you want to take a look at that yourself. They're not good. The numbers are not in Savvy's favors. This was a really, really interesting call. I liked it because it was so messy. Because those team calls, when you're able to lift the veil, they're pretty much out themselves. That's a pile of poo-poo that's happening there. Savvy is not a great opportunity. MLMs are not a great opportunity. So in my opinion, don't join. And that's it from me. If you like these types of videos, please consider subscribing. If you like this specific video, give it a thumbs up. If you would like to let me know something, please feel free to do so in the comment section down below. And if you liked this video, then hopefully I will see you in my next one. Until then, cheers!